Hey besties, I'm Jet.
And I'm Victoria. And welcome to the Book Besteas Podcast,
where the books are good,
the takes are honest,
and the tea is always hot.
Today we're going to talk about Throne of Glass, which is the namesake for the Throne of Glass series and technically the first book by Sarah J. Maas. Let's get lost in the glass.
This book involves a lot of structured trials and mystery. Did you enjoy it?
I felt like it could have been more plot. But I did enjoy the fact that there was a lot of cute romance going on.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. I didn't quite enjoy the challenges.
Yeah.
It wasn't for me.
Wasn't for me either.
But oh my gosh, the teasing of Dorian. And like a little bit like brewing of a love triangle.
A little bit. I think it was quite the love triangle.
Well, I thought she was going to choose Dorian there in this book. So
yeah.
Yeah. And she did, but until she didn't. But she did in comparison to Chaol in this book. Dorian carried it for me.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah, for sure. It was really hard to read, but because of Dorian, I was like, sold. I'm a Dorian girl either went through.
Oh, of course. I actually liked Chaol a lot more in this book. Not more than Dorian. Not more than Dorian. Let me clarify. I liked him more than I thought I would, given that he at first was very hesitant to like open up to her.
But I remember you were Team Chaol originally.
Yeah. Because
over Dorian, everybody.
Not that I liked him more than Dorian, but she had more interactions with Chaol. Because Dorian was constantly being pulled away and stuff. But then I got swayed a bit on the Dorian side when they had their letter interaction. It was really cute.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought because like I remember we were having this conversation about you thought that Dorian was promising things that he probably doesn't know if he could even do.
Yeah. When he said he would be willing to walk away from everything, I told you, I was like, I don't think that he could actually follow through with that. Whereas Chaol doesn't have as much to lose. And so therefore, when he says he could walk away, he actually can. And we had a debate about it because you believed him. You believed Dorian when he said that.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
And I still do. Dorian's a cutie pie. If you have one word to describe the book.
Breadcrumbs.
That's cute.
I felt like we were just picking up little breadcrumbs along the way, trying to learn more about Dorian and Chaol, but also some secrets about the whole Riftold and the kingdom.
Yeah.
What's your word?
My word was promising. And I feel like that was a very generous word because I didn't really love the book.
Yeah.
It didn't give me the roller coaster feelings and emotions that I did get from Assassin's Blade. But it was a great setup for the next book.
Yes.
That we like more, right?
Right. Talking about plot, we start off with Chaol and Dorian going to pick up Celaena from Endovier, but we don't actually get that much about her being in the prison itself. I was actually quite disappointed with that. How about you?
No, I wasn't disappointed.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was. I felt like since it was such a pivotal moment in her life where, she was never fully free because of Erbin, but I felt like this was the time where she was explicitly a slave. We did get little bits.
A little bit.
A little bits, but it was, again, breadcrumbs.
I thought the bits were powerful.
They were powerful, but I felt like it still wasn't enough. But anyway, so they go to pick her up. And then first impressions of Chaol and Dorian.
I like Dorian right there and then. I mean, like, again, with the titles, he's the crown prince of Otterland. Hello. But they're so... The dynamic also between Chaol and Dorian. I loved it.
They're cute.
When they're described as, like, very handsome and tall for their age. You know? So, all we need is, like, a hot guy.
Yeah, I thought they're cute. I felt like Dorian was holding it back a little bit, but... we understand later on is because he wanted to keep her safe.
Yeah, absolutely. And, honestly, especially after just being heartbroken from Sam, obviously, like, I went from being so heartbroken from Sam into surprisingly loving the male character in the book.
Yeah.
So we did get a lot of, like, challenges and champions competing, right, to be the actual king champions. We established that we didn't really like the trope or like that plot, but
It was a huge part of the book, so we have to talk about
yeah,
it.
let's talk about it.
The challenge that stood out to me the most was actually the wine drinking one.
Me too.
Yeah?
That's the only one I remember, honestly.
Wow, okay. Yeah. So to me, it stood out because I liked that she was able to just turn her right and see someone that she had basically helped along the way so that he was willing to help her back. Again, going back to that concept of me feeling like she's constantly putting out goodness into this world with Urine in the last book, with Ansel, and now she's doing it again and it immediately comes back to her.
So in the middle of these battles, there are some murder mystery happening.
Yeah.
That we got to see. And a big part of solving those mysteries is actually also Celaena getting to meet Elena by finding out this secret passage in her room
Right.
to the crypt. And so we finally met Elena.
Mm-hmm.
I thought she was like her mom or something for a second.
Whoa.
Yeah, but until like it's probably not gonna happen. But then we realized that it's more than that, right? I was a bit frustrated because I really couldn't get like whatever Elena's saying.
Oh, because she was very cryptic about it.
She's very cryptic
Mhm.
about it, and she's in the crypt. So
Ah!
I was a little bit frustrated. I was like, why can't she just like tell Celaena?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was very frustrated as well.
Did we ever find out why?
No, I don't think we did. Not even later in the series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
Other than like, oh, I have every time she shows up, it's like a short period of time. But that doesn't mean she can't just be straightforward.
Right.
Right.
No.
I don't
I
know.
think it's smarter to be straightforward, especially if you don't have much time, right?
Exactly. So, but in meeting Elena, she realizes there's this fate that she somehow is like fitting into some sort of piece of puzzle, but she doesn't know what the whole puzzle is. And then she feels really forced to go on a different path than what she had intended, right? She was very certain she was going to become the king's champion, get her freedom, live her life.
Right.
Now Elena is basically introducing this whole thing where it's like, nope, actually, stop right there. You're going to have to follow this whole different path. If you were Celaena in that situation, what would your initial impression have been of Elena doing this or saying this to you?
Well, I think at this point, Celaena was still very much in denial of who she really is. She still didn't want to admit it, but I feel like she kind of knows what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's too obvious for you to like talk to someone like Elena, who is important in at least like the bloodline of Havillard and
Yeah.
Galathinius, right? I'm gonna use the word frustrated, is because I think a part of her also don't want to admit
I can see that.
she's still in hiding.
Yeah. But if you were her, would you accept that fate or would you try to push it away and live your own life?
I would accept the fate.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Would you?
No, I'd live my life.
What is life?
I don't know yet, but I want to explore that. So now going back to some of the battles, along the way, she makes some friends through the champions. And it's really interesting to see how, despite in multiple scenarios, both in this book and the last book, even though she's technically competitors with someone, she'll still be able to open her heart to help other people.
Yeah.
And she's an assassin. That sounds like an oxymoron, you would think.
Right. But she was never like mean as a person.
No,
Yeah.
never. And she honestly didn't even choose to be an assassin to begin with.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you solve the riddles?
No.
Me too.
It's hard.
It's hard.
Even after they explained, I was like, I still don't get it.
Yeah. Which one is harder? This riddle or Amarantha's riddle?
This riddle, right?
Yeah. It's still crazy to me as someone like who read the whole series. It's still crazy to me how they were able to really conceal the rest of the story.
Yeah.
Because it does make sense, but you wouldn't be able to call it.
No.
Yeah.
So we also get to see that final battle between Celaena and Cain. What stood out to me the most during the battle wasn't even the battle fight itself, or even Elena showing up. It was how Cain had revealed Celaena's history. The most,
But he knows.
yeah, her deepest, darkest secret. And to me, this is SJM hitting to us again, whereby she chooses the most brutal and horrifying way to reveal certain secrets about our main characters to us.
Yeah.
Like, how devastating can it be that your enemy knows all of your secrets and is revealing it so publicly?
Right.
It's gotta hurt.
Yeah. We met Nehemia. Did you call the fact that she was the one who's drawing word marks under her bed and stuff?
No.
Me too.
And also, when she found the weird marks under her bed, I also agree with her that at the time that like, oh, it's evil, like they're trying to kill me.
Until it's actually like to make her safe.
Right. But then again, like you're saying, when things are revealed, it makes sense though.
It makes sense. I didn't even know it was gonna be Nehemia.
Right. And despite her cryptic messaging to Dorian and to Celaena about like, oh, you know, what are you planning on doing after this? Or like, what, you know, I have my own fate with my own country, blah, blah. I still didn't see it.
I know you like Nehemia.
Oh, yeah, I love Nehemia.
But for me in this book, I was still not set if I do think that she's, you know, to be trusted in this book. Until obviously we found out about the word marks and stuff like that. But in the, you know, like for the most part of the book, I was like, okay, so is Nehemia like a bad person? Or
Ooh.
yeah.
Okay.
Because you don't know. Like she can be also orchestrating everything.
I mean, yeah, she could have been.
I mean, like Arabin is, you know.
Well, Arabin was always great from the beginning.
Yeah, but it could be, you know, like I feel like at that point I was like, is someone manipulating her again, or you know, manipulating this whole
pulling
thing?
strings.
Yeah.
So then there's Nehemia and Celaena's friendship. I put in air quotes because I think I've asked you before, and maybe your opinion has changed. Do you think the friendship was real?
I think the friendship is real, sure.
Yeah?
Yeah. But I wouldn't say the friendship was great.
What could have made it better?
Honesty,
Ooh.
transparency.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm not saying that that's what should have happened. You know, I feel like everything happened for a reason. It was plotted this way for a reason, right? For the next books. But it's just like, so then it still doesn't make it a great friendship then, you know, like it doesn't equate. So for me, could have been a great friendship.
And you think it was mostly on Nehemia's part? Or is it both ways that could have made it better?
I feel like with friendship, it has to be both people anyways, you know?
Yeah.
You can't just like sway it on the other side. So would have been both. I feel like if also like Nehemia found that Celaena was ready for the truth anyways and stuff like that, then she probably would have, right? So I feel like it's still both of them. They're just like not in the same moment, not at the same pace. I think Nehemia was kind of ready, but then Celaena still Celaena, you know, like they're trying to gauge each other. Like they couldn't say stuff with each other because they can't trust each other in a way yet.
Got it.
So
yeah, I mean, there was a quote from Celaena too where she's like, because of the friendship with Ansel, she wasn't sure if she could trust girls in a friendship. So she was hesitating. I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she never really had like a girlfriend. And then the first one, like first we know that Ansel is like, and then betrayed her, right?
Right.
So,
another thing about Nehemia, what I did like about her, at least in this book, is that she said she has her own journey with her kingdom and that she won't try to mix Celaena into that journey, that Celaena has her own thing going on.
right.
And at that time, I believed her and I respected that.
Yeah, she's a princess.
She is a princess.
Really great one. Yeah.
So what about Dorian and Celaena's relationship? Because you love Dorian.
I do. I really hope that like they became like they got together. I mean, they did for a little bit, you know, and it was cute, it was sweet, but like I thought it was gonna go deeper, almost close to like being an end game even, because I could see it.
Yeah,
I could totally see it. You mentioned earlier that, you know, Dorian and Celaena exchanged those letters, and like Dorian is such a tease, and I loved it.
Yeah,
I love that he's such a tease. Like he was making me giggle every time I'm reading about him. I was like,
I know, he's so cute.
And then I remember when Celaena was like, she wants to read books from the library, and then Dorian was like, you're free to read as many books as you want, but I command you to read this ones first. so that we could talk about it. And I was like, oh, I wasn't offended that he said command. Like, it was more of like cute because he really wants someone to talk to
Yeah.
about the
Oh, you know,
books.
that makes me think too that he was actually really lonely before she came around. I mean,
Yeah.
he had Chaol, but it's not the same. Because Chaol sees him, yes, as a friend, but first and foremost, I think, as a duty, a responsibility.
Oh my gosh, the fact that you said that made me realize that's why it's okay for Dorian that him and Celaena are not endgame and that they actually became, you know, almost like just best friends, literally best friends, actually, let's just put it there, because she's a big part of his life.
Oh, yeah, she is.
Like he was lonely and he didn't have a direction, but when she came, like he found, you know, something to fight for and to live for.
Oh,
and-
absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, there's one point where she literally challenges him to say, hey, you have the power to be so much more than what you are now. And then that really opened his mind.
Wow.
So, but then we have, like you just mentioned, they're not endgame. She breaks it off with him. Do you think it was worth it and necessary?
I don't know about the necessary part because again, they could have been endgame.
Mm-hmm.
Really, like they could have been. It wasn't even like a Tamlin Farah thing, right?
Right.
Like that was necessary.
Yeah, Akatar reference, by the way.
It's a reference. It's not necessary because if they got together, it would have been acceptable and like it would have been a great love story. Breaking it off with Dorian, my heart broke.
I know, mine too. And the way she did it too. To me, it almost
I
came
didn't buy
off
it.
as like he wasn't as important to her as we all thought.
I know, which is not really true,
And
right?
we know
Yeah.
it's not true.
Yeah,
but to him, because then after that, he started wondering if any of it was actually real. He questioned it. Oh, poor Dorian.
And like he was also like he will find a way. He says like gods be damned. Like I can tell my father and my mother about it. Like he was very like trying to convince her that like, you know, like you shouldn't break this off with me.
Oh, poor and pure Dorian.
Pure Dorian. Let's talk about like her reasoning because this is probably like one of the very few moments that I was like annoyed at Celaena.
Me too.
I was like, really? Like your reasoning is that because you're the king's champion and he's the crown prince and so you couldn't be together, but like hello, like he's already the crown prince when you met him and you still went there.
Nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed.
Yeah, I feel like she got scared, got cold feet.
Probably. What's your favorite Dorian and Celaena moment here?
The letter exchanging one that you
Yeah.
referenced, that was my favorite. I had another when Dorian watched her play the piano.
Yeah, me too.
Oh,
that.
that was so sweet.
But I also like the masquerade when they dance.
Oh, she's gonna bring it up again. She has to.
Oh. And then someone like literally asked Gail that he's looking at her like he loves her.
Aww.
And he did. What
Scene.
about Fleetfoot?
Fleetfoot was so cute. And the fact that he gifted Fleetfoot to her.
You see, that's why Dorian is my number one. Someone who likes books, someone who would probably read the books that we read, and then discuss it with us. And then also someone who likes dogs and want to give me a dog.
Oh,
He's a prince, crown prince.
Okay, checks all the boxes. Checks all of Jet's boxes. All right. Okay.
Hot guy. Super handsome. Great height. A tease.
And he could still be friends with her even after she broke up with him.
Very mature.
Very understanding and empathetic.
I think he's like somehow like even if he's young, it's like okay, like there's still some youthfulness to him, but I still think that he's matured.
Yeah, I think he's mature for his
age. Yeah.
Okay, so now we move on to Chaol and Celena's relationship in stark contrast.
Okay, we probably don't hate Kale yet here anyways.
No, hate's a strong word too.
Mm-hmm.
I
mean, I hated Kale later on. Like, and that's a word. Why does she like Kale so much?
Okay, I'll try answering that question because I liked Chaol for a bit. I thought that he was really shy guy, boy next door, kind of cute, despite being the King's Guard, captain of the King's Guard. And I liked that he was patient with her in the sense that, like, she would go to the library, do her research, and he would just sit there.
And they would run together, right?
Yeah, and they'd run together every morning. He would push her to be more strategic with the competition itself. And it's not because he had to, he just wanted to help her. And then also, obviously, he's tall and hot.
Yeah, I didn't see Kale as to be like, I mean, I know that he's tall and hot, but like, I was like basically drooling over Dorian. So I'm like, whatever. Just, I guess, like, with me, like, because I like the way that Dorian is such a tease and like he's very like honest and not scared about saying what he really feels. Or that like he's very like, oh, okay, I like her, let me see where this goes. Whereas Kale is very in denial, like, Dorian, I don't like her. Even judging Celaena is like, do you even know what you're getting in with Dorian? You know, it's like,
To me, those were yellow flags.
yeah,
for sure.
right? It's
Yeah.
like, why denying? Like, we know that you like Celaena.
I feel like it's a reflection of more of his, like, the way he's lived his life already. And then when she came along, he was still stuck in that place. But not to say that that means that he deserved her, but yeah.
I still never got the whole Celaena breaking it up with Dorian. Yeah, but whatever.
Yeah.
Let's get into the first game. So I prepared a game, but let's see if this even works. We're calling it a random scenario generator. Random scenarios that are totally just imagination. It doesn't make sense. Okay. You're thrown into the Assassin's Guild.
Okay.
With Dorian and Kale Westfall and Sam. Who do you think would be number one?
Ooh. Sam.
Really? Not even Kale?
Not even Kale.
Even if he's the King's Guard?
Kale's not stealthy enough. He's too blunt.
Okay, you were offered a deal you can't refuse, and your partner is Dorian Haviard. The twist is you only have 24 hours to decide what would you want that deal to be.
Whoa. Okay, hold on. So Dorian's my partner, and I'm offered a deal, but I could pick the deal?
You could pick the deal, and you have 24 hours to decide what it is.
Can I marry him?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd marry him.
So you can't refuse.
Mrs. Victoria Haviliard. Oh, I love the ring to that.
Let's do this. One more. You discover a hidden power within you, and your partner is no one. You're completely alone when you discovered. You could give up that power if that means Sam could be alive again.
Oh, I'd give it up.
Really?
Of course.
Really?
Yeah.
Even if it was like necessary for the next books to come?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, last one. Last one. You're on the run after a failed mission. Someone dies if you fail, and of course you failed. You could choose who that someone is.
Arobin.
Ah, no, you can't choose Arobin. He's a villain. But like has to be like in your circle.
So like a good person. That's sad.
Ooh, actually, let me just make it easier for you.
Okay.
Dorian, Kale, Nehemia.
Kale.
Oh, okay. If Kale and Dorian is on the brink of death, who would you save first?
Dorian.
Okay.
So let's talk about favorite quotes and moments.
Okay, let me do my first one. It's names are not important. It's what lies inside of you that matters.
Oh, who said that?
I think it was Nehemia.
Aw, Nehemia has really great quotes.
Mm.
Mine is a Dorian quote. I don't quite comprehend why you'd force someone to bow when the purpose of the gesture is to display alliance and respect. To me, that showed me he's going to be a great leader someday.
Yeah. You could rattle the stars. You could do anything if only you dared. And deep down, you know it too. That's what scares you the most.
Who said that?
Elena.
Oh,
She did rattle the stars.
my next one is when she played the piano is when she finally forgave herself. I'm a sucker for whenever music or books or some sort of art can move a character so much within the story.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Do you think you would help the other champions like Celaena did?
No. I don't know. Okay, I'm answering like depending on my mood. Okay, so it's not really like reflecting on who I am as a person. 'Cause I feel like I'm usually a helpful person, but like it's also 12 midnight. So at this point, I'm tired and I'm like, no,
Okay.
I'm tired.
Would you choose? Oh, I already know this. We all know this. Would you choose Dorian or Chaol?
Dorian, hello.
Okay, fine. Would you accept the offer to become the champion to be free from Endovier?
Yes.
Mm,
Absolutely.
Okay, explain.
I don't want to be an Endovier my whole life because I feel like at least with the champion, you have a chance.
So, do you think it was possible for her to escape and she just didn't, or that she had no way to escape?
I think she had no urge to escape.
It was a mental hurdle.
I think so. I think like if she escapes, like what is she gonna do? But I feel like becoming the King's champion is like made her, excited and like something to like look forward and like live for in a sense. And like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, actually, in the Echo Math episode, I think or Echo War episode is when you mentioned that healing, your form of healing, is being given a purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that reflects on that. In this book too.
Yeah.
Would you choose the right order of the poisonous wine?
No. It's hard.
It's hard.
It's hard.
It's hard. Would you be friends with Nehemia?
No.
I mean, I shouldn't be surprised, but I still want you to explain why.
How do you explain if you can't you're not friends with that person? I don't know.
Fair enough. You have to have a reason to be friends, right?
You have a reason to be friends, and I feel like, and you have to vibe.
Okay, so you wouldn't vibe with Nehemia.
Yeah, I think she's a great person, but I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't.
Okay.
Do you see me being friends with Nehemia?
Because she's royalty and you like royalty, I could see you being friends.
But that's not enough reason.
But that's enough reason for you to like the guys.
Yeah, that's a different story, but like,
okay.
But like to be friends with someone, I feel like it's unfair to just like, oh, let's be friends because you're royalty.
But why is it unfair? Not unfair to be like, you be my hubby because you're royalty.
Because it's hot. It's sexy.
Okay.
It's like, okay, it's not because like I'm a gold digger or something, or like it's more because like they're extra hot.
Okay. Last one. Would you follow the instructions from Elena or go your own path? I think you answered this actually.
I think I'm gonna follow.
Oh, you would follow, yeah.
Because I feel like she's there for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if I'm meant to discover stuff by myself, then why is she there, Yeah. Alrighty.
So now we talked about Throne of Glass. We're going to talk about the whole series Throne of Glass. So if you have not read the whole series, pause here, save, and come back.
Yeah.
So, character conversation. How did Endovier shape Celaena? Or did you think it was even important for her journey?
I mean, like, when it finally came full circle of her and Dorian kind of ending it in Endovier too, that was like the fact that they met there and then they met there again.
Yeah. And in a way where he technically freed her from it, sort of freed her from Endovier, and then now they're going back to basically give up themselves.
I think it was more of like she was helpless when she was in Endovier, and then she was helpless again when they came back.
Oh, yes, that.
Yeah.
Oh, that hurts.
But then also because it's another thing that she was helpless in both, but then Dorian keeps on saving her.
Oh.
Like Dorian would always be that person for her, like, holding her hand literally too, and like pulling her out of the helplessness that she's.
Oh, honestly, maybe this is a hot take and you're not going to agree, I think you would agree that if Sam were to live on and they eventually couldn't be together, that he would play that role that Dorian's playing for her right now, of being that friend, that supportive friend.
I think Sam could still be a friend, but not the same way as Dorian will be.
Ooh, interesting.
I think Dorian and her are really faded.
And Sam and her are not.
Well, Sam does not have the same magic, is not from the same bloodline, like,
Oh, in that sense.
In that sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wouldn't technically be able to support her that as much as Dorian can. Okay, yeah, that's a good point. So like thinking about what Sam could have been then, because we actually don't know if he like his true backstory. Like maybe he also was someone special.
That's true.
With powers.
But I could see him as king. I could see him as a consort.
Yeah.
If they end up being together. Yeah.
Yeah, you talked about that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think he could be a great strategist. Yeah. I mean, obviously he's gonna have so much more to learn, but then so everybody,
Yeah, so does everybody.
Yeah, but I think he could be great in war. He could be helpful. Yeah.
Aww.
And I think he's a people person and like
Yeah, he
mhm,
is. Sam. Somehow he still makes his way into this conversation even
Yeah.
beyond. Do you think this Celaena is different than she was in the prequel?
No, not yet.
Really? Okay. I felt like she was different.
Mm.
Yeah. I felt like she was more open to trusting than she was before after Sam.
Mm.
That like someone could really open up to her in that way, then maybe she could open up to other people. Even with Endovier. Endovier more so broke her because of what happened already, that she felt like she was just being punished and deservingly punished because of what happened to Sam.
Mhm.
But like in this book, I could feel like if there was no Sam, I don't think she could have opened up to Dorian and Chaol the way that she did.
Okay.
Mhm.
Interesting.
That's how I see it.
Yeah. Let's talk about Dorian again. Dorian was bound by his father's expectations. How much do you think that impacts his personality or the way he interacts with Celaena?
Ooh, I feel like he doesn't quite have the same amount of like duty sense that Chaol does, but he still wants to constantly try to find his father's approval, like deep down. And I mean, we all do. I think for those of us who had parents who didn't give us all the love and attention we needed growing up, like you're always kind of seeking that in your actions.
I didn't see it that way.
You didn't see it that
No,
way.
I actually saw it the other way.
Other way.
I think he doesn't care about his father's approval. I think he truly cares about Otterlin.
I do think he truly cares about Otterlin.
So I think what's like more for him is like I think he actually knows his duty in a sense, actually, but he thinks that because he knows that obviously like his brother is not gonna be
Yeah.
the king, and it's gonna be him,
Or at least his brother wouldn't be a good king.
but would be a good king. I think that he was like he doesn't care really about like his father's approval. He was lonely though, so I think he was more like trying to find ways to like entertain himself. And then he met Celaena, and then it changed, and then all of a sudden he was like, well, then maybe if I am able to find this kind of love or life with her, then maybe I could change. But I don't know. But I think it wasn't because of his father's approval, because like it was also so easy for him to just like leave.
I still disagree that he would have been able to leave.
But if he did not leave, let's just say, then it's because he would choose his realm, like Otterlin, his kingdom.
Right, not because of his father.
Not because of his
Right.
father. What about Dorian do you like the most?
I love that he's so attuned with how he feels about things. Like you mentioned before, if he likes Celaena, he's going to go for her. He's going to express his feelings. He could express being vulnerable too.
Yeah.
I draw a lot of parallels between him and Rhysand in that sense of like personality. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah,
Mhm.
for sure.
What about you?
I think probably two things that I like about him is that when he said like he wouldn't marry anyone just for titles, like he would want to marry someone that he actually loves.
Mhm.
I like that about him. It's like he knows he has a duty, but he also knows how to balance just like having a life of his own or like having happiness of his own, because I feel like you could be a much better ruler anyways if because like
Yeah,
I
you have
feel like
something for yourself.
something for yourself, then you could extend that to others. And I feel
Yeah.
like your leadership would be rooted in, from love, right? And then another thing I like about him is, I said it before, like him being a tease, because I feel like it makes it light.
Ooh, yeah.
It makes everything a little bit more like I could endure it somehow, even if the worst things are happening. And it's something that I was hoping to like it doesn't go away in a sense, like his youthfulness, his humor.
Yeah, I see that. I agree with that too.
That's why
Aw.
it was devastating to me when he had the collar. I was like, oh, that's sad. But then we also see him again with like Manon. That's why like we love Manon for him, is because he came
Yes.
back to that. It's like, yeah.
Dorian. Okay, also, the way that he handles his power now, like his role now, versus what he becomes later on, it's a huge transformation. Like from becoming crown prince to becoming the king. His journey along the way was crazy, but how much of it was shaped by anyone else but himself? Like I almost feel like other players, like Chaol, for example, had Yrene, or like Celaena had Rowan, and all these other people along the way. Who did Dorian really have to help transform him but himself?
Such a great guy.
He's amazing.
From the get-go, yeah. We talked about like how, Celaena coming into his life is something very pivotal in a sense, right? Like it did sort of transform him, and because he had nothing to fight for at that time, before
Right.
Celaena, and like, it was just like, okay, like I'm crown prince, right? Now the world opened up because of Celaena. But
Mm.
in a sense of transformation, you're right, because even if you are like, Celaena only presented, it was still up to him on how he would tackle it, right? And how he would
Yes.
grow. He was so alone.
I know, for so much of the series, he
For
was so alone.
Even like in freaking Tower of Dawn, and like,
Yes. Like Rowan helping him, very brief moment.
but even before that, right? Like he was literally left in
Yeah, he sent
castle
everyone
alone.
away.
Poor guy.
I know. I give him his flowers for how much he's transformed, like, on his own.
I'm not just giving him like flowers, I'm giving him the whole spring court at this.
Oh, wow. Right, because world walking, he deserves to be the... Yes. Oh, but, I mean, Aderlin or Spring Court? Like, Lord versus King, though. Maybe he should be King.
Aderlin, yeah. But I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like...
But yeah, like,
if we're
yeah.
just talking flowers, I'll give him all the flowers he could get from
Oh,
the Spring
that's what
Court.
you mean. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, of course.
Yeah.
All of Spring Court's flowers.
Yeah.
Dorian. Precious, precious. Now, in contrast, or maybe in contrast, we have Chaol. How conflicted would you be about liking Celaena if you were in Chaol's position?
Honestly, I feel like he was conflicted too because he knows that Dorian likes Celaena.
Right.
But then at the end of the day, he also broke the bro code. So, like, again, like, it doesn't matter. Like,
Yeah, he did it anyway.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't like that about him.
No, I didn't like that either.
Yeah.
Or like, at least be more upfront about the fact that you're pursuing her, right?
Not like denying it to Dorian, you know?
Yeah. Like, be upfront and be like, actually, I like her too.
Yeah.
What are we going to do about this? Let's talk.
Yes, absolutely.
Mhm.
Why do you think duty is so important to Chaol?
I think because that's all he has at this moment, other than Dorian.
But I think because, like, he literally left whatever his, like, town.
Aniel?
Aniel. He could have been Lord.
He could have. But
didn't want it.
His dad's pretty shitty, though, so...
But so does Dorian.
That's true. Dorian lives up to the moment and Chaol doesn't.
I think that's why, like, I feel worse for Dorian, right? Not that it's a comparison, but I'm just gonna compare. I feel like at least Chaol had a chance to choose a different path for himself.
Yes.
Whereas Dorian, I feel like it's gonna be so hard because he's gonna, he's the crown prince.
That's true.
Yeah. He also loves Aderlin, so.
Yeah, and I see that. And then...
So maybe pride.
You know what? Yeah, I think
it's pride. I think it's pride
It's
that
pride.
like he left Aniel lordship to be in this position. And so if he's in this position and he chose this, then he would show everyone that it's the right choice and that he would be like yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. And that's what the last comment that I had about him is that I felt like he's very much holier than thou throughout the whole until he has his redemption arc. He judges Aelin as though like she's a monster. He even judges Dorian at points too. And I feel like with all of his flaws, and he's aware that he has flaws, he still projects all that because he's so insecure.
Right.
But let's move on from Chaol. So how about the King of Aderlin? We got a huge revelation towards the end of the series about who he really was. Or was it even a full revolution? Because like how much of it was him versus how much of it was the Valk?
But you see, as much as like the King of Aderlin was written to be, the villain in this books, actually in a few books,
Yeah.
I never really hated him. Or at least not as much as like I hated Arabin.
Oh, for sure. Arabin's top enemy.
And that's to say that this king actually killed Aelin's parents, like it came to that. I mean, like, he didn't himself, but, he called the shots, basically. Or did he, right? But, like, even if just knowing that he was the one who was calling the shots, I just never really hated him as much as I hated Arabin. So,
yeah. I feel like he was almost like basic conqueror. Yeah.
Did you see it coming that he was actually controlled by a Valk prince?
Absolutely not. No. I mean, we also got very little of him to begin with. So how could we have known? Other than the ring on his finger. That might have been the only giveaway.
Yeah.
So Duke Parrington as Erewhon.
Unbelievable.
Could not see that coming either,
Me
right?
too.
Nope. It felt weird that he had so much power over the king, but then it's like, well, sometimes that happens.
No, that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, like courts get a lot of control over their
Like,
kings.
yeah, like the hands usually.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was shocked.
Yeah.
Was Cain a satisfying villain?
No.
Right.
Nox. Oh my gosh. Him actually playing a role in Kingdom of Ash.
That was really cool.
I did not see that coming. Like that
No.
was one of like jaw-dropping moments for me when I was reading Kingdom of Ash. And I was there for it. I was so happy. I was like, oh my god, like it's not.
I know. And when honestly, when we got back to him, I was like, wait, Nox? That sounds so familiar. And then I remembered it was one of the assassins or one of the King's champion competitors. And to me, it was like he truly listened to her.
Yeah.
He didn't even know exactly who she was, but it's like, oh yeah, like she said that, I'm gonna believe her.
Yeah.
That also spoke to me about how influential she is. Even before she officially became queen, people were still taking her word.
Right. And the fact that like we didn't call it because we didn't probably pay attention that he was from Terrasen. Right? Because we don't know who Aelin is at that point.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, well, he's from Terrasen. But like if we already knew, right, that Celaena's Aelin, then, you know, might have stick to us. But,
right.
So it's a great like catch too, as, you know, obviously as a writer, as an author. Like she still remembered that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nehemia. Do you think she would have been friends with Aelin if she didn't have to follow the fate?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't know. I feel like they could have, but
I mean, I feel like there's always a possibility, right? But I feel like they would have like separate things to, you know,
that's
attend
true.
to.
Like
yeah.
Nehemia would just be so busy with her own thing.
And Aelin too.
And Aelin too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Keltane. First impressions.
I didn't really hate Keltane. I think she just was mean girl energy because she wants something, you know? It's like, I feel like we see that a lot, especially with court people.
Yes.
Right? And
Yes.
even if it's just like, even not royalty, it's just sometimes like people in position of power, right? Like people, like some girls would want to be with, because they want to be in court, you know, they want to be royalty as well. So they're just at the end of it all just like ambitious, like, you know, someone who wants to be a princess. I didn't hate her for that. I mean, sure, she probably went too far, but that was just heavily influenced with also obviously like the situation.
Duke Parrington with control manipulating her.
Yeah, she was definitely being manipulated.
Oh,
yeah.
for sure. Did you see it coming that she had such
No.
a powerful character arc?
No.
Absolutely
not.
not. But it all made sense still in the end.
And I love that she did that arc for her.
I love it too. It's a really sad ending though, but at the same time it's
I was even sad. I was even more like, yes, girl. Like it was the first time that she was finally able to like reclaim her own power as a woman.
True.
Yeah.
That's true. But the fact that it had to be so self-destructive in order to do it was to me like, why? I get it and it had to be done, but like, damn, that hurts. Oh. Because this is such a long series and like I said earlier, like I call this breadcrumbs because there's just so much that they just keep giving us. So one of my favorite Easter eggs was right when they took her out of Endovier and they're going through the forest. I'm like, wait a second, like why is she noticing that like things still seem to be like in her favor or like parting ways for her in a way? It's because of the little folk. And then they come full circle later on and give her crown and everything. Oh, I love them. They're so cute.
I know.
What are some of your favorite Easter eggs?
You know, I like the wyverns being in the royal seal. And I like the color of Adarlan. It's red and gold, right?
I think so.
And it's so Manon. It's like the red is as a croken. And then Manon's eyes.
Oh,
The color gold.
It was always calling to her.
Yeah, and then the wyvern.
Yes.
Do you see that? Yeah, it's all Manon.
Okay, I did not see that, but now I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the gargoyle clock towers, right when she first saw it, and then she's like, I think those eyes are watching me, like following me. I was like, okay, there's something up with it.
Right.
But for it to be that big a deal in the end, like, damn. It had so much purpose.
I also like the fact that there was a line when Dorian looked at Celaena and he said, or somehow he knew her.
Ooh.
I feel like, again, I was so convinced that because of that, they probably saw each other in Assassin's Blade.
The masquerade.
Yeah, the masquerade. But more than that, also is because they actually knew each other when they were children.
Oh, yeah. So cute.
And that was such a cute moment.
It's really, really cute. I have a friend already. He's gonna be the Lord of Annie. Dorian.
I just love Aelin and Dorian's partnership.
Yes.
Yeah.
Aw.
And I'm fine. I'm fine at like towards the end. I was like, okay, it's fine that they weren't endgame, because when it happened in Queen of Shadows, of when their magic worked together,
Mm-hmm.
and even Rowan said it, like, because like obviously like Rowan and Aelin are Karanam. Obviously their magic works together, but even Rowan was like, I've never seen like two magics kind of like dance like that the way. Yeah.
Rowan's really cool.
Yeah. Dorian and Aelin is just, they got more from each other than what a romantic relationship could give.
Yeah. Aww.
Agreed.
And then finally, the goddess of the hunt giving Celaena gifts. That's really cute.
Yeah.
Okay, general discussion. Did you enjoy the murder mystery aspect of this book?
No.
Okay.
And hot take, I'm gonna say this. Do I really want to say it?
Sure, say it.
I don't think she's the best for murder mystery.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I think she's a really great author. One of my favorite authors. Probably my most favorite at this point. But I think that she's really good with fantasy and with like creating characters that you're gonna fall in love with. That's her forte. And we love her writing. But I think when it comes to murder mystery, it's not my favorite. And maybe because my standards are high, because I read a lot of murder mystery. So I'm just gonna put it out there. What about you?
Yeah, I didn't enjoy it that much.
Yeah. And CC too.
Well, CC I did enjoy more, but not the murder
mystery. Yes,
Yeah.
That's what I'm pertaining about. Yeah, the murder mystery part
Yeah.
of it. Yeah. All right. So what is your final rating? Yeah.
So this is my least favorite.
Me too. But it's important.
It's needed.
And I don't regret it.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just, it's not 8 because it's a bad book. I think it's more of like it's 8 because all of the other ones are just like way up there, so good.
Which actually I prefer that it gets better and better instead of worse and worse.
Yeah. It's not that bad.
It's not that bad.
Yeah. It's just all the other ones are like 5 stars.
Yeah.
All right. Well, next week we're going to continue our conversation with the Throne of Glass series, and we're going to do Crown of Midnight. We're finally answering the questions that we have from this book, and it's all going to make sense next week.
All right. Until next week. See you, besties.